ExactFlat for SolidWorks, intelligent digital pattern making. Today's topic is how to create and name your pieces, part 1. Our workflow today will be focusing on two aspects of piece naming. First, the default piece naming, and second, using custom piece names. Here we have our 3D model, and we're going to go through the process of creating default piece names. To start, we select Create Pieces in the top left. Once selected, our default piece naming dialog box appears on the left-hand side. We simply select the face and then click Create Piece. Let's look at that again. Here, we'll select 6 faces, and then we'll go ahead and click Create Piece, and the piece creator will automatically create a piece with the default piece name. In this case, it's ExactFlat 2. Once again, we select a face and we click Create Piece. It's that simple. Once a piece has been selected, you can see it becomes transparent, and we can select right through it to underlying layers. We'll click this piece on the right. We'll select Create Piece, and another piece is selected, and you can see it becomes transparent. These two faces will select together, and when we click Create Piece, they'll be combined into one pattern piece. Here we're going to select right through the top layers into the bottom layer. This is a very convenient feature. Let's just pan around here. We got all the faces selected. And we have Create Piece again. And in the Piece Manager, you can see the pieces that have been created. And to finish, we select the check mark to lock our piece creations in place. Now, let's look at custom piece naming. So you can see in our tree, we have the surface bodies selected ExactFlat 1 to 7. And now we're going to select faces again. So we click Create Pieces. It launches our Piece Creator dialog box. To create custom piece names, we select a piece from the Piece Manager. That piece will then be loaded in the name of the piece dialog box. We can now edit the piece name. In this particular case, let's call this Right Bolster. And we simply select Enter, and the piece will be displayed in the Piece Manager. Let's try the next one. Let's call this Seat. And the next one, we'll call it Left Bolster. And very quickly, we can add custom piece names. Now, these piece names will persist through the 2D pattern making process, through the drawing process, and into the nesting dialog. They're very useful for making sense of your work and keeping track of the various pieces, especially if you have a lot of pattern pieces. And you can see when you select a piece, it turns green to make sure you've highlighted the correct one and don't make any errors. And that's it. And when you finish, you select the check mark, and that will lock the piece names for the next part of our process. So to summarize, we looked at two different ways of naming pieces: the default piece naming and the custom piece naming, in which you could add custom piece names to your project. Now it's time for you to try it. So go ahead and take your model and create default piece names by selecting the faces on your model to create the pattern pieces, and you can change those piece names to custom names as you see fit. When you've completed that, you can return to the next video to learn more about the pattern making process. For more information, please contact Mark Jewell. This has been ExactFlat for SolidWorks, intelligent digital pattern making.